My name is Max, and I'm transgender. I came out that I was transgender well, actually, I knew uh, when I was 7. I just decided that I wanted to be a boy. It wasn't like, or I take that back. It wasn't deciding that I wanted to be a boy. It was, I knew that I was a boy, and that it wasn't fair, that I wasn't like every other boy. And then so I'd hang out with all my friends. My friends were all boys. Um, I had those feel like those few girl friends, um, but it was still like I was not one of them. I I noticed that I wasn't the same as all of them, and then it kind of came to the point where well, all right, maybe I'm a lesbian, but I wasn't at all. It was very uncomfortable for me to be like, all right, I'm a lesbian, like, yeah, I'm a girl who likes girls, and that's just not how it was. It wasn't like that. Um, I I lived my life as a lesbian for a really long time. I decided that I was like, you know what? I gotta do this. I gotta just come out and tell people. Um, then I started performing in the community here in Phoenix, and I I was 20 um, when I started performing. I when I turned 21 and I was actually performing at bars and other venues, I I was more comfortable being on stage as a male than I was off stage as a female. I I was I was asking people to call me Max. I was asking them to use the male pronouns. It was more comfortable for me to just be that, as everyone to know me as Max Richardson instead of, by my real name, my birth name. Um, it it was a lot easier. People, mostly when my family kept calling me Nikki, it was it was a little uncomfortable. I lived with it for a really long time. When I finally came out and told my mom was very supportive of it, and to this day she calls me her son. My grandma calls me her grandson, and my sisters call me their brother. My family is very supportive of it. For a while, my father was very uncomfortable about it. He thinks differently about things. I understand why he was uncomfortable about it and why he was a little hurt about it. Um, but to be honest, he came around to it when I've been on a year and 6 months, I think, on testosterone, and I started growing facial hair. I don't know, it's too dark, you can see right now, but I have, and it's, you know, he he watched this episode of Dr. Oz, and I guess it made him understand it more. People say all the time like, "Oh, it must be hard on your parents," or people that don't get it are all like, "Well, that must be hard on their parents if they come out and say that." Well, you know what? Even if it was hard on my parents, it's none of their decisions because it's my life, and I will not live depressed, suicidal, or anything else just to appease my parents. Um, I love them very much, and I know they love me, and I know that they would want me to be myself, and that they would want me to be happy, versus suicidal or anything else. That's what makes them good parents. Um, my parents aren't selfish about it. They they love me. They it is hard on them. It has, I mean, it's been hard on them. They've gotten used to it now. Um, but they would want me to be happy and be myself versus being depressed all the time and hating the body that I'm in, hating the people that I like, the person I've become. I could be doing so many more things out there that would make them disappointed in me. Like, I could be doing drugs, I could be robbing banks, I could be murdering people, I could be doing all these other things, and that would be disappointing to them. But being happy and being me is not disappointing to them. It's upsetting to me when I go out into my community and I get, well, what are you, like a girl? Are you a girl or what? Like, no, man, I'm not. I I understand where you think that because I was born female that I'm a girl, but I'm not. I am a male, unfortunately, stuck in a female's body. I am doing everything I can to be happy and be me. It sucks when the transgender community, or not, yeah, when the transgender community gets ignored in the LGBT. Nobody is educated on it. Nobody knows really what we go through, how much we hate every day living in the body that we unfortunately were born in. And there's nothing we can do about it. I mean, of course, you could kill yourself and, like, hopefully be born again into the right body if you believe that kind of thing. But it's not a laughing matter, like, there's so many times where I've gone off and I've thought, if I just died, hopefully, would I be in the right body? Would I be me in the right body? But the suckish thing is that I would never see my family again. I would never, I'd never get to be the life that I have now because I'm in the right mindset. I'm just in the wrong body. So I I'm happy who I am. No, I don't like this body, but it's getting closer and closer every day to what is inside. And it's very upsetting, when people don't get it. And I'm not going to try to push that on them, and I try not to. I just wish that they wouldn't judge me and say that, and think that I'm a freak or think that I'm not normal or think that it's hard on my parents because it's not. I talk to people that are scared to come out because they're like, well, I don't I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to get disowned or I don't want to do this or I don't want to do that. And it's like it's upsetting to know that, you know, there are kids out there that are scared to tell their parents because of what their parents have made them believe that, it's a bad thing or made them believe that they would get hurt if they said this and that we're not accepting. I've been helping out somebody who I hope one day will look into it and be like, you know what? I just gotta be me, you know? And this kid is amazing. And, I see a lot of myself in this kid. And I think that's why that it means so much to me. I, sorry, it's a very touchy subject for me. Um, Growing up, I knew that I was a boy. I would dress like a boy. I would, I would act like a boy. I would talk like a boy. When people would always confuse me for a boy, and then they'd notice that I was female, they'd be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry," and I'd be like, "No, don't worry about it. Like, It's okay. I would feel really awkward that they would correct themselves. That they would correct themselves to the point of being uncomfortable themselves. And it just sucked. If you don't know the person's gender, don't say anything. Use neutral pronouns. Um, I'm very grateful for my family. I'm very grateful for my friends for giving me the support and the love that I need to keep me stronger. I wish that my community would get to know the transgender part of the community because it it's not what everybody thinks. It's not. I don't know. I feel like everybody has this negative thing to say about it. That that they've been brainwashed into thinking that being transgender or being trans at all is some negative freakish thing, and it's not. Like, it's not at all. And I've gotten to that point where I hate going out now. I hate going out dancing. I hate going out to events because I get I get all of those. Well, are you a girl or what? Or how you doing? Or you're just a typical lesbian, and I'm not. I'm not a lesbian at all. I'm not a girl. I'm not female. I'm Max. I'm just Max. That's who I am. And my gender should not have to define me. Or at least my genitalia should not define me. And I'm very proud of who I am. And I keep telling this one kid that I talked to, that I've been helping out, I keep telling him it gets better. Don't worry about it. You don't have to worry about your parents. It gets better. Your parents will love you. They decided to bring you into this world. They will love you. And people that really matter will love you no matter what. It will get better. And it does. It does get better. Like I said, I'm in a very happy spot with the friends and family that I have. Um, the community, as long as, the further and further we get into the future, um, the community gets better. As a matter of fact, one of the organizations that I'm with, it just allowed transgenders to compete in their Mr. pageants, which normally the Mr. pageants are just biological boys, but now they're allowing transgenders to go ahead and compete in it, and it's a very big stepping stone for our community. I am very thankful for that. I just want a lot of the transgender kids, a lot of the transgender people to realize that it does get better and that you just gotta surround yourself around the people that matter most, that actually care about you, and that will not put you down, that will support your decision in the best in the best way, a positive way, never a negative. They call you what you want. Um, I know that I've let my community affect me, especially with some of the hurtful things that they have said. But at the same time, I'm also I'm also growing stronger because of it. I've listened to a lot of my friends being, giving me advice about it, and I'm making that change to not let those negative voices affect me. And I'm becoming I'm becoming a better person. And I hope to be somebody that another person can look up to and be like, "Hey, Max did it. I can do it." And if anybody needed help, I know that they could come to me if they needed to. And everybody should know that I'm always out there to help people. When I first started testosterone, I was seeing somebody, and because my moods were all up and down, all over the place, and everything like that. It got in the way of our relationship. Um, but when I was first starting it, they would actually um, do it for me, and they would do it in my glute. And now I've been having my little sister shoot me in the leg because I can't do it. My Tourette's affects my movement. My arm starts shaking everywhere, and just a needle going everywhere in my leg would not be the greatest thing ever. Um, so I do my shot every 2 weeks. Right now um, I'm at 1 ml, 1 ml every 2 weeks. Um, I am hopefully getting top surgery in August or December. Not really quite sure yet. Um, I I do work out. Well, lately I've been working out like every day, but I'm on a routine with my friend. Um, and I, what can I say? I mean, I'm on my way. So just remember, all of you out there, that being transgender is not wrong. If you if you just want to be you and you're afraid to come out, like, just remember, it gets better. You are you, and you deserve to be happy. Don't pretend to be somebody you're not. My information is on Facebook. If you need anyone to talk to, I'm always here. My phone, my Skype, my Facebook, anything. It's there. My email and stuff like that. I don't want anybody to have to feel the way that I did when I was growing up. I don't want anybody to feel scared. I don't want anybody to feel depressed or suicidal. So please, if you need anybody to talk to, I know what you're going through, and I'm here. So it gets better. My name is Max, and I am transgender, and I am very proud. Have a good rest of the night, everybody, and I hope that everything works out in the end, which it will.